Saturday, everybody, and welcome to our live stream. We're the movie couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And yay, it's Saturday. It feels like
every other day, pretty much.
But we got some fun stuff to talk about, so I am glad you guys are all coming in and hanging out with us. Hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
On Saturday, yeah. What are you doing? What have you done so far today? Because we've gotten like one thing done today, aside from this.
Yeah, we did like a little errand run, and that's pretty much it.
And that's pretty much it. So not being as productive today, but we do have a lot of other things we have to get to today. So it will be a productive day if I have anything to do with it. So thank you guys again for being here. And oh my gosh, already a super chat? You guys are so
awesome.
Thank you so much. This is from Dodger Ryan 1, 2, 4. Woo! Here it's, hey guys, so I just bought the Ray lightsaber with blade from eBay for $3.97. That's actually not bad. Good find.
Yeah, maybe that's
actually
good. Only like an extra. Yeah, that's
including
actually not that
like
bad.
Shipping and tax and all that stuff. I don't know if eBay charges tax or not, but that's really good. Not interested in going to Disneyland at this time. So with fees and other stuff, I think it evens out. Ryan.
Good find, dude. Good find.
Everyone give Ryan some hands.
Because it takes a lot of
emoji.
How difficult was it for you to actually find it for that price?
Yes.
Because I know, you have to sometimes, really fight for those last minute bids. So
I've never bid on eBay before.
You've never bid on eBay before?
I just click buy now.
Oh, there was times when we bought like a whole bunch of like Disney pins so we can take them to Disneyland and like trade them out and kind of thing. That I was kind of watching them and be like,
he's better at it.
Well, I've had to do it a few times, but yeah, you have to watch it or else someone's going to come in and kick you out. But that's good for $3.97.
Ryan, can you take us through your progress if you don't mind? You can say no. There's absolutely no obligation, but I'm so curious.
Yeah, was it a buy now? Was it an actual bid that was going on?
And also, can you send us a photo? When you do get it, because that'd be cool, like a little like show and tell or something. That'd be cool.
I don't think you can put like photos on
No, they'd have to email it to us or maybe like mention us in like on Twitter or something like that.
If you post it on Twitter, tag us because I would love to see that.
Which is just here. Yeah.
Yep. So email us right there.
No, that's not
this
email.
Is social media.
Social media.
Wendy's in charge of all that fun stuff. So, but dude, I'm so happy that you got it. So I'm assuming that you just ordered it, and you know what? He probably hasn't gotten in the mail yet.
No, because he
just bought it.
Wouldn't you love it if it was that spontaneous?
Yeah, you win. It's like you win. You get something on eBay, and by that evening or afternoon, you're like, "Hey, here it is."
Just like that.
That's kind of what Amazon is trying to be. Because what is it?
But they overwork their workers.
Very true. They do treat them kind of like robots. But also, to imagine, getting the drone that comes to your front door and just drops off your package.
little pelican come by with their little flappity, instead of babies, they got like your packages. So here you go. Well, congratulations, Ryan. Thank you so much for letting us know. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Ray lightsaber. I have to double check to see exactly how it looks, because, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, all of them.
Essentially, isn't it?
Is it? No.
What?
I'm thinking of a different one.
What are you thinking of?
I think what is Leia's lightsaber? That looks completely different.
I want that one.
That one looked like a really cool lightsaber.
I want that one, yeah. And we also want to thank another, you guys are, oh my God, amazing today. Thank you so much from Flash. 18487. That 5 Bloods is awesome. I want to see that. It's on our list. We're probably going to watch it either today or tomorrow just because we've been editing videos and doing some other stuff like crazy. We haven't had time, but that's been on our list for a while.
Yeah, well, since it came out.
Yeah, since it came. Yeah, that's true. You can't put it on the list, but like it was in our head, like of like movies we must watch.
Yeah, and I've heard that it is. I've heard from a couple different places that it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So it's definitely one of those movies that we're going to sit down, watch, and we will get a review out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much to Flash, and thank you so much to Ryan for your super chats. My gosh, this it's like I feel like it's like a party in here already. Speaking of parties, yesterday I dropped by, if you guys know Jarena, she does a little DJ session. Normally it's just like her and like 3 other friends just like chilling, hanging out, doing a little bit of dance, just like for fun and entertainment. And yesterday she hosted one with Geeks of Color and The First Cut, aka the Meeting of Podcasts, who I've had the pleasure of being on their podcast before to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar State, yip yip. And all the proceeds went to various charities and support with Black Lives Matter. And I think we were just on the stream. I was only there for about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more, maybe about 40. I'm not sure. But I think the stream only went from 8 to maybe about 9.
Maybe 9:30.
Maybe 9:30 if it was like going strong. And what do you call it? And they raised over $1,000. So that's really, really awesome. And like, I actually got to see like Dorian kind of dance for a little bit. I've never seen Dorian Diaz. I've worked with him for like years, but I've actually never seen, he danced for a little bit and he wrote in the comments, he's like, yo, I'm tired. And I was like, dancing can be tiring. He just sat down there, but he was still like, you know, on camera presence and all that stuff. But like RB3 was there, Ace was there, Sabrina was there, Janine, Carla, and Winston. And I think Alex was there too. I'm not sure. Because some people were like you're dancing, so I was really far away from the camera. Yeah. So I like couldn't see. Only in the very beginning when I first popped in, I was like, oh, what's up? And it was the meaning of podcast. So I thought it was just like a fun time. And I think I saw a couple of you guys in the chat, but I wasn't able to because it was going by pretty quickly. Yeah. It was hard for me to.
And it's kind of hard to dance and type at the same time.
I tried.
You'd be like,
yeah,
I can't even.
This is not working. This is not working. I think we have another super chat. This one. Hey, Chris Mendez! Chris!
How you doing, man?
Hey, happy Saturday, Chris. His super chat is, I am so excited about going to my first Star Wars celebration. Have either of you been, and how was it? And Artemis Fowl actually wasn't too bad. That's pretty good. That's a good positive review on Artemis Fowl because I haven't watched the movie, but I think a lot of people are just like poo-pooed about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're saying it's not good. I think it's what it is. It's like because it's based on a book. I think they changed some stuff around, so it's not
so you have a lot of people who are fans of the books who are like, this is nowhere near what it's supposed to be. So, but I mean, if we haven't read the books when we go into it, because I've always noticed that if I watch the movie first and then read the book, I like the movie. The movie holds a more dear place to my heart. Yeah. But if I've read the book and then watched the movie, I feel like they left out so much.
I can say that about, almost any. Yeah. You can take a book as you say Twilight. You can take anything from Twilight to Lord of the Hobbit. Yeah.
Well, Lord of the Rings is one of those movies that was able to pull it off pretty well.
Lord of the Rings, yes. Even though it deferred a little bit, like Frodo left Hobbiton very quickly, and in the book it took him like years. But like in the Hobbit, they added a whole new elf. I'm like, she was never in the books. What are you doing? She was never. Not that I mind seeing her. I thought it was cool because she looked so awesome. But I was like, what is this? Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't like all the added stuff that they put into The Hobbit.
Yes. And I also want to say, Flash, we see your super chat. Thank you so much. We're going to get to it right after we answer Chris's. So thank you so much for sending those in, you guys. You guys are amazing. We have never been to a Star Wars celebration. No. So, Chris, this time, we're going to have to live vicariously through you and your experience. So I hope you take photos and just... we'll talk about it.
I've been dying to go too. I remember hearing about especially when around The Force Awakens came out. I was like, I want to go so bad because the hype was so high.
Chicago?
Yeah, I think it was in Chicago that year.
Yeah. I actually applied for a press pass for this year, but that was way before the COVID thing. So I don't know. That's probably in limbo. And it was also a shot in the dark for, I wouldn't call us an outlet. I wouldn't call us it's the two of us, and we're competing with outlets that's got
studios,
good triple digits and amount of subscribers and influencers with the little blue check mark next to them. So it's like
we're a little mom and pop place.
Yeah. So who knows? Like Comic-Con was pretty easy to get a press pass, but we will see about Star Wars celebration. But Chris, we're really excited for you. We do follow it all on social media. So it's just like, I just want to be there for the energy where you go when everybody is a Star Wars fan. And for the most part, I hear it's very pleasant and nice and fun. So
and to see some of the cosplay, I'm sure is amazing. Yeah.
I want to do that one TikTok where you dress up like Obi-Wan Kenobi and you're like, hello there. And then I sit
General Kenobi.
General Kenobi,
and see if you can get like
the
Falcor or Navi, and you're like
the lightsabers. And Artemis Fowl is another movie that we will be watching this weekend. So lots of movie watching. Probably not tonight because I have things I need to film and edit and file to. Places are still paying me to do little gigs here and there.
Oh yeah.
And I appreciate those, so I got to make sure I deliver on that end. So we have to make sure we focus on that today. But tomorrow I would like to watch at least one of the movies. And speaking of movies, I got to find that super chat. And hey, late to the party. How are you guys?
How's it going, guys?
Oh my God, I feel like it's been forever. You guys have to come back on. We'll talk about it soon. Super chat from Flash18487. Thank you so much for this one. WB is really re-releasing Inception 2 weeks from Tenet in theaters. Could those two movies be connected after all?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Oh, I mean, it's technically the Nolan verse, right? So
yeah. So I mean, and plus,
if he wants.
it's very easy for Nolan to be like, hey, let's just have a little, like, show a little bit of this technology that's in Inception, and then have it appear in Tenet. So it's kind of like that, so it just shows that the worlds are connected a little bit, but not like have any of the characters or anything.
It may be a mention, but they don't even need to. Like, I like it when the films establish and then they maybe do like a nice little joint, like a Easter egg, if you will, in like a post or mid-credit scene. Like kind of what they did with Glass. When everybody went to watch Glass, and then at the end, you're just kind of like, wait, this is a sequel, whatever sequel. To Unbreakable. Yeah.
It'd be a sequel to Unbreakable.
It's something like that. I think the fans especially would.
They did that with Split. It was the.
Yes, sorry. Wait.
Yeah, it was Split.
Yes, to promote Glass. That's the follow-up was. Yeah, there we go.
Flip-flop that.
Sorry. I feel like you can just put those three films together and just watch it all.
Yeah.
I actually like Glass. I know some people were like, man, I didn't like it. I was like,
I thought it was okay. It had its good moments.
Yeah.
And it had its parts where I was like, meh.
I think the best part was kind of seeing Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis like back together in this film. And you're just kind of like, whew, we didn't think we see these characters again.
Yeah.
After Unbreakable.
So many years ago.
Yeah, that's great. But if Inception, and we're definitely going to talk about like the release, the pushing back of Tenet and Wonder Woman next. But I do like that because I honestly really like, I never actually said it out loud that like Inception could kind of be connected to Tenet.
Yeah.
There's similarities where you're bending of time, bending of the dream world and things like that.
Yeah. Maybe the technology is related.
It's tweaked.
Because I think
if they do
it's
the little
going to
spindle
be...
thing in the movie, that'd be cool. Like it never fell.
Yeah.
And it has to go backwards.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be a nice little Easter egg too, to not necessarily say that the worlds are connected, but to give you, and that sounds like a very Nolan thing to do.
Yeah.
Not really give you a clear answer,
yes,
but just to give you a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a tickle kind of a thing.
Like, I wonder what it's like for Robert Pattinson and all the actors and the producers and everybody to have gotten that script and to read it and just be like, OMG, and then read it again and again, because that's not like a one-time read. Just like you can't, I feel like Tenet's not like a one-time watch.
Yeah.
Where you kind of go back and watch. And that's a movie I feel like I will not be eating popcorn in.
Yeah, you'll just be too focused on every little detail.
Yeah.
Because not only it's not going to be the visual details only, but it's also going to be the sound. And I think I just can't wait to see how much Nolan plays with this plays with this movie on, using the cinematography, using the reverse motion, be able to use the reverse sound. And I'm just itching to see it, and I'm a little bummed.
Yes.
Of the news that we have to talk about.
Yeah. Do we want to jump into it then?
Sure, let's jump into it.
Thank you so much, Flash.
To our first topic of the day.
I was like, are you gonna finish?
Sorry, I had a little bit of
a. Okay. And just a couple of comments too. Seeing what you guys are putting down in the chat, so I'm just gonna check it out real quick. And also, hey, Late to the Party is here again, and if you guys want to follow Late to the Party, you can just click on their name, I think, in the,
it'll take
chat
you
there.
right to their YouTube channel.
It's right here. I don't know if you can click on that, but they're just search Late to the Party on YouTube. They're fantastic. We love
you guys.
They make also really, really great hotel mates. for Comic-Con because there was zero drama, zero friction, zero anything. Because
the only drama that actually happened came on a little bit on my part because I fell asleep because I was so tired. And I have a problem of doing things in my sleep that I don't remember.
I wonder if Robert and Vanessa remember this.
And I just,
if they're still here, please let us know.
I'm completely asleep. And then apparently everyone's like, Dustin, and while everyone was still kind of talking, you just sat bolt right and went, can you guys stop? And then I fell right back asleep. And I was like, what? What are you talking about?
True story, because it happened, and I just looked at him. I was like, okay, I guess we're being really loud. It was only 11 o'clock.
But I was so pooped. I was just like, I passed out, and I don't remember a thing that they said that I did.
I want to see if they remember that or not. So we'll wait and see if that comes in as I come through the rest of the chat and see what you guys are saying. And hello to Olympic Song Contest who's watching. Also from Croatia. Hello, how are you? And thank you for joining us. Woo!
Glad you didn't miss it.
Yay! We're getting close to the 5-year anniversary of Phineas and Ferb series finale. Wow, 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Already?
Got something in my eye.
Oh.
Sorry.
So you admit to sleepwalking. Dustin doesn't really sleepwalk or sleep. Would you count that as sleep talk? Kind of?
Not even really talking in my sleep, but I don't remember. I think it's more along the lines of I don't remember what I did kind of a thing to where I don't know. It's really weird. I don't really talk in my sleep, do I? On occasion, I think.
No, you don't talk in your sleep or sleepwalk like I've seen some people, but you can and have had a full-on conversation with me, like eyes open, like set up and like looked me in the eye and had a conversation. And later I come back and you're like, I don't remember any of that. I was like, what do you mean? You looked at my face as I looked at your face.
That's what it is. It's the fact that, I'll like, if you wake me up and then I go back to sleep, anything that happened in between that time, I don't remember. Like my brain wasn't recording. My memory wasn't on record at the time that it happened.
Hold on a second. Late to the Party just responded and they said, we don't remember that. So I guess everybody was only I remember that. And then I told you about it the next day. But we remember when Dustin stopped breathing when he was asleep.
Oh, that's not good.
I don't remember that. Wait.
Oh,
almost like you're holding your breath for a very long time.
That I do. Yes. That I do. It's really
weird. He does do that. He's like, and then you hear it like little like like a balloon, like you're letting a balloon out.
It's weird. Everyone has their little weird sleep habits. I also twitch in my sleep.
Comment your weird sleep habits below. I used to kick in my sleep. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I actually, Wendy one night recorded my leg and my leg kind of goes, and then waits a few seconds and then kicks again. And it was weird. It was like every 30 seconds it did it. She recorded it and sure enough, every 30 seconds, it did that. My leg did that.
It was every it was like 12 to 18.
12 to 18 seconds?
Yeah, it was really concise. Ace Mage says, so sleep apnea. Is that what it is?
My dad has sleep apnea.
Oh, we have to get you one of those Vader masks?
I'm hoping that by the time I have to get one of those, they have like a much smaller, less Darth Vader-like kind of, you're on a, what is that called? A respirator kind of thing, where it's like here with the huge tube that goes to this big box.
Jeez. Yeah, I hope it's at least minimized.
Yeah,
that sounds aesthetically unpleasing at the same time.
And for some reason, I remember seeing one. I don't know if it really works or not, if it was like one of those, what is that called? Infomercials for it. But it's like the same thing for like this machine, the CPAP machine that you have to wear. But like it just goes like just in your nose.
In your nose?
And it just like
Wouldn't
goes
it fall
right
out?
Well, it has like those little plugs in there. But I don't know. Hopefully they'll have something a little bit less intrusive.
Should I wake you up when that happens?
I don't know. We'd have to talk to a doctor about that.
Maybe we should do that. I mean,
this is not more. This is less about movie talk and more about Dustin's weird health habits.
Oh my gosh, that's scary. Thanks for letting us know, Late to the Party, because that's maybe Dustin wasted Poe. Maybe Dustin stops breathing after getting kicked. I mean, maybe it's a combination of the two. Vanja says, I talk like Dustin as well, and other things. As a kid, I kicked my brother and rode on him. That's what I used to do.
You used to kick.
And like if I had like sleepover with like cousins and stuff like that, they would say that I would like roll on him or her, like as kids. But like I guess as the older I got, because my mom used to say like you would do that too, so she would put padding on my bed so I wouldn't roll off the bed.
Oh.
So I was really young. I was really, really young. So my kicking and my rolling was pretty aggressive. And then she just said I grew out of it.
Still not as bad as having Navi on the bed.
Oh my God. Our dog, we can't sleep with a
little tiny dog.
She's 11 pounds and she does this. I'm sleeping.
And she doesn't want to like
sleeping.
And like pushes you off to where when we woke up one night, I was on one far side of the bed. Wendy was on the other far side of the bed, and we have a king size bed, I think, right?
Yeah,
it's king size.
Yeah,
and Navi was sprawled out, not straight up and down, but sideways in the middle, touching each of us, kind of thing.
With her paws, she's like, "Away, humans! This is my
bed."
So she slept on the bed just one night, a total of one night, and we're like, nope. And then Falcor is afraid of heights, so he gets really nervous. He's less nervous on the bed because it's so big, so he can't really see how high up he is if we put him in the middle. But he's still uncomfortable enough where he's like, I want down. So
so that when we put up we have like these little steps, so either they'll go up or go down if they want to get water and stuff.
Navi was like afraid of the stairs for so long. She's like, what is that monstrosity? I'm not climbing on that.
And we had to actually coax her with like one little treat for each step, and then finally she got up there.
What she does
and then she's like, oh, okay, this is cool.
So bad. But then coming down, she's like, nope. And then she'll just like
leap. Yeah, she just jumps right off. She's going to regret that when she gets older, though. Yeah. She's going to be like, because she lands those front paws first.
Yeah, she's a funny one, that one. She's really, really, really interesting. Welcome to our Weird Habits talk, guys. But we're going to go ahead and pivot back to movie news. So we've already been talking about this in the chat, so there's no point in delaying this. Wonder Woman 1984 and Tenet both pushed back new release dates. I should be shocked. I shouldn't be shocked because of COVID and everything. True. But I also am, because I really thought, especially with Tenet, I really thought that they were like holding on strong to that date. It was not going to be pushed back. So just a bit of background for you guys in case you haven't read the news, which I'm sure at this point by now you have, because this is huge. Tenet was initially set to release on July 17th, and it's now been pushed back to July 31st. So it's not very drastic of a pushback. It's only a couple of weeks. And instead, the theaters is going to re-release Inception on the 17th, which is when it marks its 10-year anniversary. So it's pretty appropriate, just like Flash said in his super chat. Yeah, 10 years. Crazy, right?
That's pretty crazy.
But I really thought that it wouldn't meet that. So that means that the very first two movies we're going to get in theaters, if they don't get pushed, because we know movie theaters in California have gotten the okay to reopen as of this past Friday, as of yesterday. It is. I haven't gotten any emails from AMC or from another independent, smaller movie chain that's near us. It's called Studio Movie Grill, and we really like it a lot. And we go whenever we can to support like the smaller chains and stuff. And they updated their entire theater. They have very comfortable chairs, reclining, great screens, great food, and less crowded. So, and you can like order food during the movie and they'll bring it to you. Like you don't have to stand at concession. Like they'll just bring you your food, which not all AMCs do that. So, the very first two movies then, because I haven't gotten an email from any of those theaters about like, hey, we're reopening these locations soon. Like I haven't gotten any of it at all. Because I don't think they're quite ready yet. I think there's a lot of steps they need to take, as we talked about on Wednesday's live stream. But the first two movies we're going to get then are Unhinged and Mulan, if they're not pushed back.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be the first two movies. But like at this point, I wouldn't be surprised, because I feel like it's kind of like, no, you go first.
No, you go
first. No, you go. No, you hang up first.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those kind of things, I think. It's just going to be constantly where people are, the companies and the different studios are going to be kind of like, well, do we really want to try this out, or do you want to just roll? Let's just push it back. Yeah. Push it back. There's too many crazy things going on. Not just COVID, but there's a lot of political unrest. There's a lot of uncertainty, so people don't really want to go out. I think. I mean, but it's one of those things that, it's a huge uncertainty.
And it's different from person to person. I think I know a lot of people will take Disneyland, for example. A lot of people are ready to make that reservation to go back to Disneyland, where we are kind of like, no, we will wait.
Yeah.
We will wait a little bit because Disneyland will probably be there for a while.
Yeah. Anyways, I think in this time of year, our season passes are blocked out.
Yeah, and we don't usually like to go. And without the COVID, we wouldn't have gone in the summer anyways because it would have been too hot.
Too hot, too crowded.
Yeah, and I just can't with like how hot it is. Like, and a lot of Disney stuff is mostly out, like 80% outdoors.
Yeah.
So it's just like, for me, it's not comfortable. And since we have the choice to go back later on in the year because we're pass holders, then we just do that later. But Tenet is not the only movie to get pushed back. Wonder Woman 1984 also got pushed way back. So this originally was going to come on August. I think the 23rd or the 24th was going to be the release. It's been pushed all the way back to October. October 2nd, I believe, is the new date. And it makes sense. Like, they want people to go and see this movie. They want the majority of the people to feel comfortable, to be like, yes, we feel okay going back to the theaters now, sitting in a gathering of 100, or so people in an enclosed space and stuff like that. Let the theaters work it out and see what happens. So it is a pretty far push. And then after that, we're going to get like Black Widow. So we're going to get two badass female leads.
It's going to be
one after another. It's going to be great.
Right near the end of the year, we're just going to get tons of movies all at once, and we're just going to be like,
movie theater vouchers for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And director Patty Jenkins also tweeted out this tweet, which I will read directly from her Twitter, and she said, "Wish we were sharing our film yesterday, because originally it was going to come out. The very first date was going to be yesterday," which is so sad. And she continues to say, "But there are more important things going on in our world we'd rather you focus on for now. Thank you to our fans for being so great by our sides. Can't wait for you to see it. Sending love and healing to the world. See you October 2nd. Yeah.
And it makes kind of sense. It's kind of like she's right. We have a lot of things to focus on in our lives right now. So even though, don't get me wrong, I want to go see Wonder Woman. I want to go see Tenet incredibly bad. Yes. I want to go back to Disneyland really bad.
Yes.
But when you're stressed out, when you're nervous around big crowds, where it's kind of one of those things that you kind of are like, I don't feel like going out and having to deal with people. With all of these videos of, let's say, inappropriate social behavior.
You're talking about the videos we've seen the last few days?
Yeah, all of like the Karen videos. Kind of things. And you just see more and more of those things kind of going on. You're just like, you know what? It's okay. I'll just barricade my door and I'll get Grubhub. and then someone's like, yeah, you ordered Grubhub? I'm like, slide it underneath. And you have like one of those little trays that just slides underneath.
Somebody a while ago, I think they work as an Uber Eats or Postmate or Grubhub or one of the food delivery services, and they took a picture of this person's note that they left on the door, because this was at the height, like the very beginning of like the COVID. I think at this point, where even though we consciously are aware that COVID has not gone away, it's still very much a thing, and there's still no vaccine for it, so you can still catch it.
And the numbers are still going up.
And the numbers are in a lot of places still going up, or have not like gone down or anything like that. But people were at the time very, 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 very cautious, where I think now a lot of people are letting their guards down a little bit, because we've like been living this life, and it's kind of like, all right, like, how do we adjust? But at the beginning, when people were still kind of panicking a little, this Postmate or Grubhub person took a picture of the note that the client had put on their door, and is, "Please leave food on floor. I don't want to see you." I don't want to see you.
It's a little rude.
It's a little blunt.
I mean, you could have maybe phrased it a little bit more politely, but it's kind of like, I understand.
Maybe they didn't have a piece of paper large enough, so they're like just few words as possible. Like a tweet, you only have like a certain amount of characters. Yeah. And you're like, I don't want to see you. Put food on floor. Bye.
Remember when you first, with text messaging, when we first got text messaging, and you only had like so few letters to use, so you had to really abbreviate each text.
You have to put the 3 button 3 times to get the letter F or G.
Oh my gosh.
You're just oh God, or whatever, H. We also have a super chat from Chris Mendez. Thank you so much, Chris. And he's giving us some ideas for TikTok. Awesome TikTok ideas. Wendy is Asal Ventress with her connecting lightsabers. That would be awesome. Oh, I got to get that lightsaber then. And Dustin doing Kokomo from... You know, it'd be funny if the dogs did it.
Just kind of do the dancing. Oh, that'd be funny.
With Falcor, because he's got that...
Yeah,
he's got a little underbite.
Too bad we couldn't get like little sunglasses and like one of those little straw hats and like a Mai Tai.
We can order all of those things on Amazon.
And then we'll leave a note on the door. Please leave. Well,
I don't want to see you. Please leave on. No, they do that.
They do that anyways.
They take a picture and they knock ever so lightly and then they leave. And I'm like, thank you, Amazon person. I always like run to the door. Thank you. Aggressively yell thank you so they can hear me. Great ideas, Chris Mendez. And if you guys do want to see us on TikTok, I do have a TikTok. It's just Wendy Zany, Wendy SZANY. We don't post on there too often, and when we do, it's usually about the dogs. But there's
we got
a couple of things on there. We got
some cool ones up there. We got the choose your character one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and TikTok's really fun just to scroll through. You found one recently of a guy who's on his balcony, and he gets a balcony view of like the sidewalk. Yeah. And apparently there was this bird in a nest that had just built its nest right next to the sidewalk. So anyone who walked by, this bird was like and like
dive bombing people
super aggressively. Yeah. And he was just doing all of these different TikToks of just this. I think he created the TikTok account for the bird.
I think it's called Dive Bomber Dave. I guess he named the bird Dave, Dive Bomber Dave. And it's just like anytime any just relentless attack. You see the people, oh crap, and they kind of do this and they run. Have you ever been dive bombed by a bird?
Oh yeah.
I have as well.
My parents have like a very small kind of like orchard in their backyard. And there's times with like hummingbirds. Hummingbirds just do those flybys and you're like, what the? Because they have such a loud buzz right when they go by your ear. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're just like, it freaks you out. And yeah, if you're not expecting it or you have no idea that it's coming, it freaks you out.
Yeah, it's freaky. Let us know in the chat or in the comments if you've ever been dive bombed by a bird.
Well, and there's also being just bombed by a bird.
Oh, you know that happened to me once?
Oh, it happened to me. It's happened to me a couple times.
Not that long ago.
You're just like, oh my God.
It happened and I was wearing a sleeveless shirt. It was sometime last year and I was not happy about it. I was like, and it was right before an audition. Not like right before. It was like I was still near the
bad
house.
omens.
No, it's supposed to be good.
Well,
if I thought, right? No, if bird pooped on you, it was supposed to be good luck.
Well, I think in some cultures maybe, but
maybe just
not in my culture. It always just sucked.
But it was, I mean, it didn't suck less, and I was like, well, maybe I'll do good. I actually did pretty well in the audition. I think I got a call back, but I don't remember because that was during the time. Luckily, when I was going out on auditions a lot, so they kind of mixed together. So yeah, see, Jack Robbins says it's good luck apparently. So
okay,
we should try to get you to go get like pooped on and see if your day is like
any better. Awesome. I'm okay. You know what? I'll just take my luck as it comes to me naturally without having to worry about getting pooped on by a bird.
And hey, so go ahead.
I guess it's kind of like what it's good luck because like, well, your day's already been kind of shitty. So it's now can only get better from here kind of a thing.
Yeah. It's like, what else before you already got pooped on by a bird. Hey to Weston, Iro, and Blade GTR who just joined. And Weston says, I carry an umbrella for dive bombers now. Wow. That's aggressive.
Experiment. We are going to perform the luck experiment with a bird poop.
Yeah. It's definitely still gross nonetheless. Kay Walton says, I got straight up attacked by a bird who decided to build its nest on our mailbox. Oh no, how do you get your mail? Poor mail person.
Oh, yeah, every day for the mail.
Just throw seeds at it. No, away.
Well, what is it? A lot of mail carriers do carry like dog trees.
Repellent, maybe.
You know, it's like if the dog's nice, the treats. If not, the repellents.
Yeah. And also, yes, I think Dustin should totally join me next time whenever Dorina does another charity dance stream. just for a little bit. We'll come in with our lightsabers. That'd be cool. The whole to the beat. Just swing them aggressively.
Such dorks.
My God, who are we? Why do you guys watch us? The next thing we're going to talk about is a lighter topic to kind of like pick ourselves off the floor from the sad news of Wonder Woman and Tenet being pushed back because, man, those are October.
Yeah, I know. What is it? So we're in June, July, August, September. Yeah, 4 months.
Yikes! Well,
4 more months.
As long as we get to see it, you know what? As long as we get to see it, it's fine. I'm just hoping that there will come a day where we get to go back to the theaters, eat our popcorn, and watch a movie and have a grand old time. But the next topic really has nothing to do at all with any movie news. We just liked it because we're nerds. But there's been photos, and I wish I could show you photos on here. I think I have to pay for the StreamYard service, so maybe I'll do that and experiment it for a month and see if I can or not, or put videos on here. So we can kind of up the quality a little bit for you guys. But they are building a Nintendo World in Universal Studios Japan. So I pulled out some photos. If you guys want to go to your Google or your Twitter and just look up the hashtag or just type in the term Nintendo World and go to images, there should be tons of pictures that are there. And
it looks so cool.
Some photos of Super Mario Land, essentially.
Yeah, the Super Mario. It's like the tiers.
Like
it has like some of the clouds are there, and the spinning of the coins on the top. That looks so cool.
Like as you're running through them, and they go make the sound. That will be really cool. Some of the other concept art that we have seen also look amazing. They have a whole Bowser's Castle. They have little pipes where the little Goombas are coming out of. They also have what's the brick that drops on you?
Oh,
it's not Bullet Bill.
No, the Bullet Bill is the bullet. But yeah, the Smasher, the Chomper.
No, Chomper chomps.
Yeah, it's you guys.
So descriptive.
I can't believe I can't remember the name.
But
yeah, he has one of those in there, and it looks so cool.
It looks
and it's
so
awesome
good.
too because I know we're getting this in Universal Studios Los Angeles.
Yeah. What are they going to do? They're going to take out the airplane in the back lot?
No, what they
Isn't
did
that for Diagon Alley?
That's for Diagon Alley.
That's the rumor anyway. None of this is confirmed. I know I used to work there, but literally I have no idea, so that's just rumors.
Going to be on the lower lot next to Transformers. And they've taken out that one sound studio.
Oh, right.
And they've actually remember when we were going down the escalators last time we went? And yeah, they had all of that cool stuff. I mean, we were actually able to see some of it.
Yeah. So I cannot believe Japan especially have not like
built this sooner.
Yeah, like now we're in 2020. We're just now getting Nintendo World. Nintendo's been around for years.
Yeah, you really think that they would? I mean, and it's been Thwompers.
Thank you.
That's why I wanted to say a chomp. I was like, no, it's not chomp, but it's Thwomp. That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Vanja says Donkey Kong Country. So like some of the things that I would hope
so cool
that they would do in this little land area. And also kind of, let me pause on my thoughts real quick. You were talking about the moving coins earlier in the photos. In the video, we saw the moving coins. In the concept photo, there's a green pipe on like kind of like a staging area. And it's up tall. It's like an infrastructure, so you can't get to it. It's just like you see it kind of like a castle or like buildings on Main Street and things like that. But there is a mushroom. And I wonder if they'll make the mushroom go back and forth. Because you know how once it comes out with a little brick, you have to chase it down in Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it'd be cute if it went back and forth. But Donkey Kong Country, maybe. They would have to have, he
is a pretty big figure, in Nintendo.
In Nintendo, you absolutely must have, like, he can throw the barrels down and it just you have to have a Mario Kart go-kart area, like, with the track.
And there has to be something for Legend of Zelda, too. Something Legend of Zelda, something Mario. There has to be some kind of Mario Kart because, yikes, there's been, over 10?
Dr. Mario. First aid area.
The first aid area. Yeah, have that be Dr. Mario.
That'd be so funny. I'm gonna keep scouring and see if I can find any other photos. For Nintendo World and Universal, it looks like they are gonna put it right behind the Wizarding World of Harry Potter because I see a little roof peeking out, which I was like, that looks like
Harry Potter.
That looks like Harry Potter. So there's like an aerial shot.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna zoom in and I see pink. and Cupcake. So maybe that's like Peach's Castle.
That's probably. It looks like it's more Mario World.
It looks more Mario World than it is Nintendo World, which like I'm not complaining. I see these little carts, and they look like they go into like. You see these going to a pipe here. Shells. They look like the red turtle shells that you would, and maybe they're like ride structures, and it's kind of like you just ride through.
Oh, maybe it's kind of like a black ride, a dark ride.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Anyways, this looks.
And yes, that's Bowser's Castle, Peach's Castle. It looks like the Green Hills kind of area that you see so often in the games.
It looks so cool.
It looks amazing.
It looks really cool. Oh, hold on.
So, that's super zoomed in.
Sorry, I zoomed in way too much.
But it really looks more like it's going to be it's going to be, oh my gosh.
Waterworld. I forgot that they have Waterworld over there.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's like from Waterworld at in Japan. Yeah, you can actually see the hills of
and
the
I think that's just
Kingdom.
Something it looks really, 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 really great. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I want to go to Japan. I definitely want to go to Japan. And see all of this in person. I can't wait, and I have to make sure we go with an empty suitcase so we can buy all the merchandise.
Yeah. Because that's another good recommendation. If you go to Disney Japan, you want to take an extra suitcase.
Absolutely.
Because the prices on such amazing merchandise is a lot cheaper.
I want to compare Universal Studios rate to here to the prices in Japan, because we haven't actually shopped there before. So we will see. I think I missed a super chat. Hold on a second.
No, I think Vanja was the last one.
No, I think I missed one. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I mean, there's a new one.
If we find one, there's one. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm just super excited. Well, that's Vanja's.
Oh. Sorry.
But I mean, to see what Japan does with Nintendo World, and then to see what Hollywood does with Nintendo World, and then I'm hoping maybe Florida does Nintendo World. They're going to have the space.
They have so much space
to do Nintendo World like huge.
Yeah.
To be able to put something for Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, Legend of Zelda. Yep. I mean, all of the big names for Nintendo to put them in there. An Animal Crossing. An Animal Crossing section of Nintendo World. What do you guys think? I want to hear some comments.
The entire time. Oh my God. There have to be carnival games where they have the balloons, and then when you shoot at the balloons, a little present drops. And then you can dig your own fossil, and you can run over like all these I think it'd be a very kiddie area.
Yeah.
But it'd be cute.
But like all the grown-ups would just be like, I love doing this.
I'd be there the whole time, and I would do like meet and greet with like Isabel or Isabella and Tom Nook and all the other villagers. Oh my God, so cute. Shake a tree and see if a wasp nest comes down.
Random things would come down. That would be kind of, how could you do that? Maybe if you made it to where like half of the tree was coming out of an interactive screen, and if you go up and try to shake the tree, then a like digital version of whatever it is would fall down.
So cute. Oh my God, I need it. I saw on TikTok yesterday, and I sent it to my friend Alicia, and I told her that we were planning to do like a joint birthday party, because her birthday is towards the end of August and mine's at the beginning of September, and we thought how cute. Obviously with COVID, I don't think it's likely to happen anymore, but if we could, I sent her the TikTok yesterday, and somebody has decorated their own birthday party all in Animal Crossing theme. I'm like, I need this 100%. I need this so much. So this year for my birthday, that's going to be the theme, Animal Crossing. I don't care. I don't care if I can have people over or not. I'm decorating the house or a part of the house to Animal Crossing. And we have another super chat from Dodger Ryan124. Thank you so much, Ryan. Woo! Most underrated Nintendo game was Kid Icarus. Oh man!
Yeah,
I
remember
playing
Kid Icarus.
Yeah,
and it's one of those characters that even in Super Smash Brothers, he's a cool character, and actually I really liked playing him.
Yeah,
but he's not one of the
people don't
big
think about
characters. Yeah, and they don't really think about him very much.
Underrated.
But yeah, I remember playing Kid Icarus.
Pits. Yeah, some of these guys people don't associate them with their own games. Maybe the older generation, or people who are like really into Nintendo gaming that kind of like go with the retro gaming. But now they think like, look at all the characters we have now for Super Smash. We have like Splatoon's on there. The freaking Wii Fit Trainer is on there.
Oh my gosh.
They're so annoying to fight. I cannot.
A Splatoon activity at like a Nintendo World would be really cool.
Yeah.
To do something like that. And so have it like with water or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, I guess it would be kind of like a water play park. But no, there's got to be something really cool to do for Splatoon in Nintendo World.
That'd be fun. They could do like a Splatoon. Well, that would be inside the park. I was thinking like, you know how they have those color runs?
Yeah.
And they throw those like color bombs at you. And you just come out.
Yeah.
That could be like a fun Splatoon thing, but that wouldn't be
like the game
contained into the park, because then you would think like your guests would be all like paint splatter, and they would have to provide them with like coveralls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so thank you so much, Ryan, for that super
Very
chat.
true.
It's a good
I
call
remember
out.
playing
That's
Kid
true.
Icarus.
Yeah.
I haven't played that game in so long. But yeah,
So
that was a
long.
really good game. And yeah, he is very underrated.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And we also have another super chat, yay, from AMR Now, who writes, Disney will buy Nintendo in 3, 2, push the buy button. Buy now on eBay.
That actually might be a problem, because now that Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Japan already has the theme park rights.
It'll be like Marvel to
like
the
Marvel.
Orlando Universal theme rights, because they still have the ability to have
They
those.
would only be able to probably get the rights to new names, new games,
new titles.
the new titles, kind of like
what if Disney got Animal Crossing?
That would be possible, and that would kind of be a good kind of thing for Disney, would be the Animal Crossing theme park rights.
So cute.
Because then they could, have more photo ops with the characters, Tom Nook. You can get some bells from Tom Nook.
That'd be so cute. Oh my god. I like, in my head I'm just thinking of like what you can do. They can even build your own museum, and you can go in and look at all the fake fish and bugs and art.
It would be cool, like if you found what is it called? Something in the land, you could actually take it to their museum and put it in, like if you find one of the fossils,
you can do like a search thing.
Yeah,
the park, a scavenger.
You can put it into the what is it called? Into like the museum, and it will appear on a digital screen.
That'd be so cute.
You find you fish for the fish, and then you put it onto the panel, like you turn it in, and it will appear which fish it is. And
Disney,
it will
said it first. Don't steal our ideas. Call us. We'll talk business. Yeah,
we copyright that idea, even though we can't copyright someone else's property.
Yeah, you can't do that. What a fun topic. I thought that was going to be just like a light little, throw it in there, why not? But we totally geeked out, and I loved it.
Yeah, I can't wait to go there. It sounds so much fun.
I can't wait to go back to Japan.
Here in Hollywood, yeah, I just want to go back to Japan.
There's so much more we didn't get to see. There's also, if you guys were interested in any of the vlogs, I know not a lot of people watch the vlogs that I spent all this time editing, but I enjoy vlogging, and I enjoy putting them up, even if people don't watch them.
And they turn out so good.
And they're fine, and it's also like a
job,
nice.
baby.
Thank you. It's also like a nice, like a look back memory without storing it on our own things. It's all just stored on YouTube, and people can enjoy it if they want to or not. They can just click.
That is one thing that I would like, that I do like to do every now and again. Like on our honeymoon, when we went on the Disney cruise, when we went to San Francisco, all of those things. We're just like, you know what? Let's not go through the pictures. Let's watch the vlog.
Let's watch the moments, of how it happened. You kind of remember, like, oh my god. And then, there is one more Japan vlog coming up, and that was just us exploring Japan. It wasn't any.
That's our last one, huh?
Disney, yep.
And then all of the Japan vlogs are gonna be out.
Yeah, so that just means eventually we're gonna have to
go back.
And I want to explore. Like, we were just in Tokyo, and just a small part of Tokyo. I want to ride the bullet train.
Yeah.
I want to go to Hokkaido. I want to go to Osaka. There's so many places that I want to travel to in Japan. So like maybe do like 2 weeks. Save up the money.
Yeah.
Give ourselves 2 years to go.
And then we would, even though I really want to go back to Disney, that's a huge like chunk of change.
Yeah.
And we still have, Universal Studios to go to. We want to go see more of Japan, different places in Japan. For the culture
and the food.
Food. I want ramen now.
I'm so hungry.
After this, I think I'm going to make some ramen.
Oh no, I'm so hungry. Oh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And we go to Daiso, and they have the best.
Oh, the Daiso vlog, like a food taste vlog, is coming. It's just little snippets of us trying different things, so it'll be all mush-mash put together whenever I feel like I have enough footage to put up. Because right now, if I put it up, it'll be like a minute long. So.
Yeah. But Daiso's a great place just to get like munchies and things like that.
So good. I love Daiso. Every time we go, we buy a whole bunch, and then the cashier's always like, "You buy so much," and I was like, "Isn't this what you want from your store?
Aren't we supposed to?
Take my money."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We spent over $100 when we were stocking up on munchies and ramen.
But here's the thing: we don't go all the time. We go like once a month, maybe twice, maybe once every 2 months. So
and
that's
I was also right at the beginning of the lockdown, so we were getting like we wanted to have a lot of dried food that has no expiration date.
So ramen is great.
Ramen's good for that.
Ramen's great for that. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic, because I see our time is getting very, very short. So this one came out the other day. The Academy sets new inclusion standards. So I had to look it up. I was like, what is this? What does this mean? So I jotted down some of the main points. There's a whole lot more, and Deadline has, most outlets have articles up about this. If you're very curious about what's going to change about the Oscars, go ahead and just Google that. But from what I found, and this starts for not the Oscars that's going to air in February of next year, because that includes the 2020 film. So this is going to go into effect for the films for 2021. So we won't see the change for this until February of 2022.
Which makes sense. Plus you have to give Hollywood time to kind of adjust.
Yeah.
You can't lay down this new rule and be like, everyone's
effective immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time for this to actually take
You want it to be organized and well thought out and done, not just like we hurried up and put it together and there's no thought behind it.
Yeah. Like what is it?
So the statement's nice.
The best pop culture film that they just were like throwing that extra category in there.
Popularity or something.
It was
most popular film. What was that category?
It's like they did it and then they didn't do it. They like took it away. Blockbuster, best blockbuster.
Or something weird. I was like, what the heck? So on the topic of that, the Academy is basically they're upping their, let's see, where did I not put it down? Oh, so previously there's been various nominations for Best Pictures. Typically there's 5. It can go up to 10. It's fluctuated because there was like a period where there was always 10, and then there was a period there where it's kind of like,
always there.
Yeah, 5, or like what I was like, why not just do 10? Like to limit yourself to 5 is so hard already. To give out awards has never been easy.
Yeah, and no matter what you do, there's always going to be controversy around giving an award. Mm-hmm. Any award.
Exactly. So now they're finally going to be, the limit is 10 nominees for Best Pictures. It is about time. I say you do the same thing. I don't know. I didn't finish reading all of the articles because I was like, we had just gotten back home from picking up some stuff. And then I was like, oh my gosh, the time, we got to go live. So I didn't finish reading the whole article because it was long and I really wanted to make sure I absorb. But if it wasn't mentioned in the article, I would love for them to do this for directors as well. I am so tired of like, here's the 5. And then it's like, not to stir up any sort of drama controversy, but it's always like white male.
Yeah. And
I'm always like, but there's so many directors, younger, older, black, white, female. Yeah, like there's a lot, and I would like to see just a little bit more of diversity, at least to be nominated, to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Like some people don't pay attention to certain directors because like if you think of like the general audience, right? Not talking about the people who live, eat, breathe film as their life, like people who are cinephiles, who like you can ask them any sort of like question about a director and they'll be like, oh boom, I can name, like his entire filmography or something, and his accolades. But I think for the general audience, a name of a director that's done, smaller indie films doesn't really ring a bell to them until they say, oh, Oscar nominated so-and-so, Oscar, Oscar winner so-and-so, or Academy Award winner so-and-so.
And that's when
and it shouldn't be that way, because I feel like filmmakers should be celebrated regardless. So Debbie says this, all they said was film. It should be more nominees in other categories as well. So hopefully this is just starting the conversation for the Oscars to make the change. Yeah. And that they start with maybe just announcing that they're going to do it for Best Pictures, but maybe they will up it for directors. I want them I still want them to do a category for stunts, for actors as well. I want them to start, talking about inclusion, you want to change the standard, include actors who have done motion capture performances. Yes. Stop shutting them out of these nominations. Stop it. I'm so tired of it. Andy Serkis should have gotten multiple awards or nomination for Oscars for all of his work already. I'm not saying he has to win,
yeah,
but it needs to be acknowledged. It's kind of like, oh, sorry, you just put on a suit with little dots all over it, so you don't qualify because you weren't in a costume and a wig. What difference is there? It's a part of a costume.
You know what might work is that if you have the categories and say, for example, like if it's for directors, you can only have this like many white or Caucasian directors nominated. Well, because that means you're going to be like, okay, you can name as many as you want. But be like, okay, now pick the best 4 of them, having all 10 of them be like that.
I don't think it'd be like that. If that's
and then it's kind of like, what the hell? But I mean, and honestly, though, it's a very tricky, slippery slope to play on. So, I mean, how do you actually make it fair without people saying?
You start by inviting people who vote on these to you diversify that. Women, people of color, all different ages, all different backgrounds. That's where it needs to start, because everybody wants to see their story told, right? And that's what's so great about film and about international films, is that like you can be a part of, you can see your own culture displayed, and you're kind of like, wow, look at that. Like, my culture is for people to see and share and kind of like live, you know, within that 2 hours that you're playing the film. And it's a way to I like kind of lost my train of thought because I got ahead of myself there, but I think that's where it starts. Yeah. It's different, diversify the people that are on your panel, that are the governors of like the Oscars or whatever terminology it is, that for the people who hold these positions that get to vote. And from there, that's when we'll see the diversity of like the nominations. Because so often we watch the Oscars, and of course everybody has an opinion. But like, you know, I think the more people that are in there voting, then the more diverse we'll see a lot of these choices and decisions. Yeah. Some of the other stuff that I found in the article, the Academy will also create a quarterly viewing process through their streaming site, starting also with the 94th, so next year's Oscar, not this year, so 2022, February. So all the 2021 films, essentially. So starting with also the 94th Oscars that are designed to, quote, level the playing field and make all films easier to see year-round rather than the usual crunch of award seasons. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing that, because I can't tell you, I appreciate getting all the screeners and all the screening links and all the emails to view all the films, but it's a lot for to absorb. Yeah, and it's also when you only have like maybe a month to see this huge stack of movies, you know, it's tough to like just grind through it, but be able to kind of spread that out over the entire year, I think is very important. Yes. Yeah, Andy Serkis should have been nominated for an Oscar a long time ago. Couldn't agree more. David Weston says most of these companies won't go beyond tokenism without something like this forcing them to. Yeah, and there's a lot of the big thing. That's one of the companies aren't going to do it unless they are forced to do it, kind of a thing. I mean, when it comes to a lot of different things that are to do better for like a society, you have to make it so the companies are forced to do it. If you don't, then they're not going to, because it's not, nothing changes. It's not profitable. But if you make them do it, that's something different. And it sucks that you have to kind of really put your foot down. Yeah. And also interesting point by Blade GTR, and I want to put this out there. He says, I think the body of work should speak for itself regardless of trying to diverse. And I think you can really play both edge of the sword. Yeah. Yes, absolutely, you are right. The body of work should speak for itself. We saw that with Parasite. Yes. There was no way. That movie was so good that like literally you don't win how do I want to say this? I didn't imagine a foreign film such as Parasite. I knew it was good. Almost every single person that I like watch it was just kind of sat there and just like mouth open, like, oh my God, this film's so good. I remember seeing it at TIFF, and I knew it was a hot ticket. So I remember waiting in line like an hour and a half before the doors opened. Even as press, it's kind of like, I need to make sure you're guaranteed to see. Just because you're press does not mean you're guaranteed to see. So you line up and you do your due diligence to see the films you want to see. Yeah. But I remember coming out of that movie so moved and so just like, this is literally my favorite film of the year. And I knew I hadn't seen all the films at TIFF. I knew I hadn't seen all the films of that year, and it was 2019. But I knew it was good. And so it was really satisfying to see the Oscars acknowledge that, because it was a good film. So there is something to be said about that as well, is that yes, a body of like a film should be judged on the quality of work.
Yeah.
All things should, but like I feel like if you also don't open the door for people to like say like, let me show you these diverse films with diverse stories and cultures and backgrounds, then we're also still stuck in that. So I think there's you got to be able to balance that out. You can't just nominate a film because it has like X, Y, it just checks off these boxes. Yeah. And then you fall into the tokenism problem there. But you want to start a conversation of like, let's watch this film, let's discuss it, is it good, let's nominate it if it was, so something like that. And I think this is just, it's baby steps, but sure, better now than never.
And also, it's hard to find what you would consider the right answer, because everyone's opinion on it would be different. And especially when you're trying to diversify in something that is so open-ended, you're trying to diversify art,
subjective, very
something
subjective.
That is subjective to begin with.
Because I can tell you, I 100% love Parasite. I sat there and I said, it's not that Dustin didn't want to watch Parasite. He very much wanted to, especially since I was so like, I wouldn't shut up about it. He's like, okay, I got to watch this. But the thing is that for someone who's dyslexic, to make them watch a Korean film and read the subtitles is not easy. Like my
ability to read fast is not good.
Yeah.
So I lose a lot. And then I'm focusing on trying to read the words as fast as I can, and I lose with the action that's actually going on in the movie.
Yeah.
So I really wish I could read faster.
You're not the only person with this problem. There's so many people that I know that are dyslexic that have even more severe cases than you, and it's kind of like, the movie at the time, I think till now, is not dubbed in English. So, like that, like when you have that option, I think it makes it a little bit easier for the people who have a hard time reading captions. But I'm so glad you entertained the idea of me saying like, let's just pause whenever we need a pause.
And I'm kind of like, what's going on? I'm missing this.
Yeah, like, cause sometimes they go by really fast because it's the rhythm of the movie. It's it's the flow of the movie. So, but you and I both loved it, and we personally also know people who couldn't finish the movie, who like the movie offended them. Yeah. The movie or like they just absolutely hated it. So there's still like, Oscar nominated film. There's always going to be people that just disagree, because film is subjective. So even if the majority says this one thing is good, there's going to be a couple of people that's kind of like, no, I don't like it. It's kind of like, well, you gave it a try at least. Yeah. So that's all we can ask for. And we want to thank Ryan, Dodger Ryan. Thank you so much for sending in another super chat. And he says the most disappointing movie of Christopher Nolan, in my opinion, was Dunkirk. But cinematography was beautiful. Could not agree more.
Dunkirk was a beautifully filmed movie. I think it just had a problem being able to grab in certain people's attention. Yes. And that's not a good way of saying it. But it definitely had its struggles. And everyone was very hyped about that movie. So it already had a huge
Dunkirk
bar.
Was beautifully shot, especially the way he told the story. And I think I really thought about this afterwards, because coming out of Dunkirk, like I went in, I was one of those people who had very high expectation for Dunkirk. Yeah. And then I sat through it and I was like, it's very beautiful, but I didn't feel connected to a film. And I kind of like said, maybe it's because I don't like war films, because I have a really hard time. I've said this many, many times on Movie Talk, on various like whatever shows I somehow end up on. Yeah. It's very, very real. And I know as a part of history, we learn about in history classes, read about in textbooks and things in that. And sometimes in some very gruesome, because war is horrible and war is gruesome and very graphic. And sometimes these films do depict that, and they don't shy away from that, which is great, because you should. If war should make you feel uncomfortable to see these people hurt and defending their countries and whatnot. And
I think Dunkirk just had a really hard time getting a personal connection to each one of their characters. I think that's what it was. Yeah. You sympathize with them, you saw them, but it was hard to actually become attached to any one given character or any one situation. Yeah. kind of a thing. And I know it feels like Christopher Nolan was trying to get
various viewpoints, yes.
Yeah, various viewpoints, various situations. The fact that, there was problems in the air, there was problems on land, there was problems with the boats.
Yeah.
So
and Cillian Murphy playing that one soldier who was like absolutely shell-shocked. Like, that's a very real thing.
Yeah, and it did a good job on showing all of the things of war, all of the situations of this horrible event. But there was no one thing that a lot of the audience could actually like grab onto and be like, okay, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
But I can't take away from that cinematography. Yeah. It is like, I don't know if it was nominated for an Oscar for cinematography, but if it wasn't, it should have. Because that's how, like, I would watch it again for the cinematography, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe going back, because I think I've read a couple of interviews with Nolan where he said he was trying to, just like you said, depict various, because war affects so many people, not just the soldiers, but their family and the residents and the citizens. And he was trying to tell the story from, like, anyone can be affected by war. Anyone can fight for, you know, who can fight for their country in this war. So it's kind of like you want to see... he wanted to really portray that without like actually connecting you to like a protagonist or an antagonist.
Yeah.
Like the war is the antagonist.
Yes.
You know, so it just didn't quite hit for us, but I think a lot of people enjoyed it. And I say, hey, you enjoyed it. That's your right. And that's your prerogative. And you go on and you keep watching Dunkirk and you keep talking it up, you know, that's what you got to do. And
we do have another super chat, I believe.
Oh, shoot. From AMR Nail, who writes, another foreign film that should have won the German movie, Downfall, Hitler's Last Day Before the Fall of Berlin.
Ooh. Okay, that's going down on the list.
Yeah.
Going down on the list to talk about.
Jot it down. Thank you for the recommendation.
Oh, here, I'll just take
okay.
I'll take a screen cap of it. So, but yeah, definitely wanted any movie recommendations. We're always game to hear.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
Sooner or later, hopefully, we'll get around to it.
Yay! Thank you guys so much for your super chats today. You guys have been amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I love these, like, the topics that just continue to drive our conversation, you know, forward. And I love that it kind of like kicks off a segue for like other things. And then later we're like, we've been on this for 2 hours. What happened?
Well, we still have one more topic to talk about.
Yes.
And this is because it just came out, what is it, yesterday? Or the video that we saw for this?
Yesterday?
The PlayStation 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh.
Holy moly.
Here. Okay.
It blew
what do you want to talk about first?
Well, first of all, Miles Morales.
Let's talk about the games first then.
Yeah.
Before the console. Okay.
Well, yeah. The big thing are all of the games that they showed, all of the cool. I mean, there's so many games that I'm just like, I want that. I want that. I want that. But yeah, one of them that really blew me away was the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
And I love that it was the very first trailer they showed us because I was like, what is this?
Good.
Looks so good. It immediately made me want to watch what's that movie? Into the Spider-Verse. Right away. I was like, oh, I got it. I got it. Now I got an itch for it. Yeah, it looks sick. And I know with gaming, they're just breaking boundaries all the time. Every time, like, this is E3 would have been happening right now if it wasn't for the COVID.
So sad.
Yeah, it's really, really sad. And I'm glad that they were able to. It's kind of nice, though, to kind of see this presentation from your home because you can take the time to like, take it in and just kind of, like, really sit there and geek out about it. It looks great. And every single time a new, like, video game, a new console, like, an upgrade comes out, you look at the graphics, and you're just kind of like, it looks so real, just kind of like what we see with CGI in film. Yeah,
it's kind of like comparing
and animation and
comparing
like that.
Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
You're just like, I didn't even recognize the difference, kind of a thing, because it's progressed so much, but it's done so subtly throughout the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the graphics on all of these look amazing. Horizon 2 looks really cool.
Yeah. Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank, yeah.
Traveling through universes. I love that part where you saw the gameplay where they were able to shoot at like a crackling.
Yeah.
The yellow ones, not the pink ones, that drops you in another universe, and you were able to be pulled into that like immediate
new dimension
in the same world. It looks so so good. What are the games?
And I feel so bad because my older brother, who passed away a few years ago, was huge into Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
So when I was sitting down watching the highlights for it, I was going, "Oh my God, David would have loved this."
He introduced me to Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
He sat there and he's like, "You've never played before. This
you
is
have to play
years
this
ago." Immediately grabbed all the games off his shelf and put them in my hands. Play, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And I liked how he played. Was it with Uncharted, or was it with another game?
It was with Ratchet and Clank.
He was an accountant, so he created his spreadsheet of like statistics of like drops and things that he would replay the game. And I was like, that's
because
really
what he wanted to do was find the way that. He died from cancer. So when he was diagnosed and he was going through his therapy, he was sitting down just playing his games a lot.
Yeah.
But what he did was he timed how long it took to go through a certain level, how many coins he would get for that level, and which level of each game would be able to go through for the most efficient way to get most coins. So that was David. He was the accountant of the family.
So great.
But anytime I think of Ratchet and Clank, I think of him.
That and Uncharted 2.
And
I think.
Uncharted.
Or as well, should I say.
Because he did a breakdown for Uncharted too. Uncharted as well.
Yeah, as well. Some of the other games that some of the newer games, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of them, but the game Stray seemed cool because it was in a post-human world. Everybody was robots, and the little cat. They didn't really show much of a gameplay. So do you play as the cat? Do you play as the robots?
I think that'd be fun.
I don't know. But it seems like a fun little adventure. I'm seeing in the chat right now, Sackboy is back.
That was fun.
That looks so good. And 100% when we do get to upgrade, whatever that will be, because we still have the PS3.
Yeah.
It's kicking. It's fine. And I don't know, a lot of the games were exclusively for PS5. So I think they're really going to try to push people to purchase the new console, which by the way, looks so beautiful and sleek.
And what's really cool is that PS5 is compatible with PS4 games. So we can go back and get all of those PS4 games that we happen to miss out on.
All right. That's good.
And we're pretty sure that we're going to be purchasing.
We're probably going to get it.
Because, we need to upgrade our PS3.
It makes noises that it shouldn't.
But it still works.
It still works, which is why we haven't upgraded at all. Other games that we thought were cool. There's one that's called The Returnal, and it's like a space horror thing. It reminded both of us of Dead Space. They had really creepy. Yeah, a lot of good horror ones. Another game that we thought looked really cool was Kenna Bridge of Spirits with the girl. Yeah. And I was like, this is very much like a female Legend of Zelda, as in like the female Link sort of equivalent. And it looked so cool. And she had this little black, fluffy, cute, plushy things that I was like, if E3 was happening, they would definitely 100% have merchandise to like either exclusively give away or to purchase. And I want one of them so bad. So cute. Oh, and Blade just gave us a tidbit. The narrator's voice in the trailer was Ken Watanabe.
Oh.
Go figure. I knew it sounded like a familiar voice. Another game, Goodbye Volcano High, that's coming out in 2021.
That looked...
Dinosaurs? The students? Sure, why not? There's also Oddworld Soulstorm. There was Ghostwire Tokyo. I really want to play. It's like a spiritual, weird world in Tokyo, and I was like, okay. Other games that we thought looked really cool in the trailer, and this is not all of them. Godfall, Hitman 3. It's Bug Snacks.
Oh, Bug Snacks. That looked so weird. I'm like, there's this look like a little hot dog going around, and then when they eat it, they get like wiener hands, and then they all join together, and it looks like they're going to kill you. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. It reminded me a little bit of. I thought it was going to be like Pikmin. Yeah,
but I don't.
But it doesn't look like it's going to be.
I would play it just to see.
If Pikmin tried to kill you.
And also Resident Evil Village looked really cool. It had vampires, looked like it had witches
and werewolves
and so much more. Resident Evil used to scare the crap out of me.
Oh yeah, I remember when I first played Resident Evil 2. Oh my God, that game scared the piss out of me. Because the biggest scare I ever got was really close to the beginning of the game, where you're running down this one hallway, and you do it multiple times. And it's not until like the 100th time that you've gone down this certain hallway where out of this boarded window, these zombie hands just reach out and you're like, oh, where did you come from? No, stop it.
Stepping out.
Stepping out.
Stepping out. And I like that Adam brought up a good point. He wrote, Deathloop reminds me of Edge of Tomorrow. It also reminded me of the movie by Joe Carnahan, and it stars
Dun dun dun.
what's his name?
Yeah, but
no. Joe Carnahan's movie called Boss Level.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
We got to. They did a private screening for Collider, but it's not like theatrically released yet. We hope it is, but it's similar to being stuck in a time loop. And that's a game Dustin was saying. He's kind of like, man, if the game would piss me off, that would be it. Imagine you getting so far along, and like if you're at the height of the game, you forget to save, or if autosave was not on or something like that, which it should be for a game like this. And how far back you have to go to get everything right to progress to that level.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But it definitely reminded us, just like Adam says, of a Tarantino film.
Yeah, it does. It really does have. We were even saying that, when we were watching, I was like, this kind of feels like a Tarantino movie, Tarantino game kind of thing. It looks
so cool. There's definitely a lot of games that we definitely want to play. Like for me, Kenna was like the one I was like, ooh, I want to play Kenna. Like it looks so good, very immersive and also cute. There was that the Tokyo one. What was it called? Ghost Wire Tokyo.
That looks really cool.
So cool.
Oh, really cool. I think that was a first-person shooter, kind of.
Yeah, it had a first-person.
But you're using like magic spells, and I'm like, that's
ninjutsu and seals and things like that. Looks really cool. Gave it a little bit like maybe our Shinigami, and you're trying to capture all the souls or something like that. And let's talk about the PS5 design, and we're gonna go ahead and we're going to show ourselves a picture so we know what we're talking about. But
it looks so cool.
White, sleek. It looks almost like if it lands on like an all-white alien ship. Like the aesthetic looks so good. Which, like, if you're really into designing some of your areas of your home to a specific item, and if you have like all dark stuff, then you would maybe want to change your entire like aesthetic to white just so your PS5 can kind of fit in and perfect. Because you want to display that. Like, it's so cool. And I like that they have two different options for the console. One with the hard drive, so you can have like, you can put in a disc, which is, if we were to get it, that would be the one.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to get the down.
I can't with them. Maybe we're just old and dinosaur-y, and we like physical.
We want our CDs.
We like the physical stuff, but they do have a digital edition where you can just digitally download. I'm sure you just put a little SD card in there. Some of the other things that I wrote down as well. Let's see. Motion sensors. There's, oh my gosh, headphone jack.
Oh, finally.
Who's not excited about headphone jacks?
Finally.
Remote control. Yay. 3D audio. There is ray tracing. There's just a lot of like good knickknacks that came out of this whole thing, and we're really excited for everything that they announced. I think it was a nice presentation. Yeah. It was really cool. You could really tell that this was structured to be for E3 with each of the graphics before each one. You could tell that, this was going to be something for each little presentation. Yeah, when they have the little graphics in between for the next presenter to come out. Yeah. It was a little sad. You're like, oh. But we absolutely loved it, and we will think about whether or not we will be able to get a PS5 and when that will be. Maybe Black Friday for online sales. If we can, be fast enough. Yeah, with our clickers, with our mouse. Well, who knows? Maybe no one will be out at Target for Black Friday kind of thing, and we can think of how long that line's going to be if we're still doing the social distance. Oh yeah, with our masks and everything. Well, we'll find out when November rolls around. Yes, and not that far away if you think about it. So let's see what a couple of you guys are saying about PlayStation 5 before we wrap up the show. Adam says, I'm getting the physical edition just like us, aside from the insurance of returning potentially bad games. Yes. Yes. I need my PlayStation to double as my DVD and Blu-ray players, which is exactly what we use for Adam. This is why we're friends. Yep. This is why we're friends. Because we're so similar. He also said that Ghostwire is directed by the director of Resident Evil 4, my favorite game in the series, so I know it will be good. Most likely Adam's probably going to get Village, Resident Evil, because if he's into all the rest of them, he'll probably get it. It looks beautiful as well. Blade says Ghostwire reminds him a little bit of BioShock. Didn't you say that? Yeah, I think when I saw it, I was like, oh, this feels like it has a very BioShock kind of feel. Yeah. Kind of vibe to it. Absolutely. I'm not big on these new Resident Evil games. Enjoyed RE2 remake, but 7 and 8 just seemed like a far departure from the original. And this one, I feel like it's kind of like, I don't know. This one seems kind of like it's very own standalone. Like it wasn't trying to do like follow up this story and that story. Like it, you know, that's what it seemed like. And
yeah.
And I feel like that could be a good one for us to try. We will see. Let's see what else. I think I read a lot of them already. Kenna looks beautiful. Little Devil Inside and Deathloop looks great.
There's just a lot of cool stuff that are just, it really just makes you kind of like salivate a little bit to where you're just like, oh, I can't wait to sit down and play a whole bunch of video games.
Absolutely. I think we're definitely going to want to like pop in a Little Big Planner or something like that.
Yeah.
Play it back. And Ryan says they need to bring back Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh my God.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
That was one of my favorite games. And
remaster it.
Yeah.
They did it for FF7.
Well, not just remaster it, but I would love an updated version of something like that. I loved that game.
Yeah, so good.
I kept my old PlayStation for years.
Did you?
Just so
that you can play
game. And I miss it. Yeah. I miss games like that. You know, I played a lot of Heroes of Might and Magic, which is very similar to that. But yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics. Great game.
Oh my God. Why haven't they? They could have. Especially at the height of like when FF7, when they brought it back, like they could have just been like, you thought we were done?
Here's Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah. So anyways, we loved the PlayStation 5 presentation. Like I was so giddy to watch it. I imagine that's how I'm gonna feel when Comic-Con goes digital. Yeah. And it's kind of like just sit there and be like, okay. We'll have to figure out how we do it, like a live reaction to all the things that are being streamed.
That would be probably by the time that it comes around. Yeah, we should be.
Hopefully, we will have a new camera by then because our camera and I guess we could do it with the webcam.
Well, the webcam's a little. I mean, I've watched some of the videos afterwards of it, and they're not the quality that I would like. But hopefully we can get.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been such a great show. It's been so fun chatting with you guys about Nintendo, PlayStation, Oscars, more movie delays, and so much more. We had a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, everybody who supports us in Super Chat, and we will have so many more videos coming out for you guys, both on a regular channel and as well as Patreon. They're just all being edited, and we're not the fastest editors, but we are getting there. So expect more to come soon. Wait, what did Adam say about Kingdom Hearts?
That he's just waiting for Kingdom Hearts.
Standing ovation.
Yeah, Wendy loves Kingdom. I never really got into Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
it's just because I just didn't play it very much. It's
Debbie
not like,
says. Huh? Debbie says you can print badges at home for SDCC. Debbie, can you send me the link to that on my Twitter, please? Please and thank you. Thank you guys so much. We are going to go feed ourselves full of ramen.
Ramen! I'm so hungry.
And we will see you guys on Wednesday for more movie news discussion and fun to be had. We will see you then. Bye!
Bye, guys. You're awesome! You're awesome! All of you are awesome.
Everything is awesome.